it is true, but like basically after Colin Trevorrow left because Disney kept fucking with it, they begged JJ to come back. I mean, I'm assuming the money helped. Don't get me wrong, but like they were like, come back, and did like, all right, on the preface, I get to make what I want, absolutely. And then when he finished his first draft and that blah blah, they were like, all right, but change this, and this because this seems like, And then Disney kept getting in the way. Like apparently, JJ after his like first draft and that said, right, not everyone's gonna like this, and they were like, what do you mean? No, make it so everyone likes this. And JJ's like, I can't. You greenlit TLJ. Like, I can't fix this. I can just try. And he's like, so I'm just trying to make sure that not everyone hates it. And they're like, no, make it so everyone feels the same. And it's like, he succeeded, I guess.
So you gave me a pot full of broken glass. What am I going to do with this?
But was it always the plan to have JJ then Ryan, or did JJ have something else going on? He couldn't do it, and that's why they got Ryan.
No, it was the plan was for 3 different directors because it was going to be JJ, Ryan Johnson, and then it was going to be Colin Trevorrow, who did fucking Jurassic World for some fucking reason.
Yeah, when you said Colin Trevorrow, I was like, wait a minute, what?
But he left due to creative differences because Disney kept getting in his way. But to be fair, like, you don't know how much of it is true, but apparently from the leaks, which people have been said is quite accurate, that movie, don't get me wrong, it still would be a bad movie, but it looked way more interesting than fucking than what we got. Like, there was actually like a plot.
Some of them survive to reproduce.
like nothing like to like. Manner, but apparently the final fight was going to be on Coruscant and stuff like that, so it was going to try and tie into the prequels a little, and there was going to be a thing about how
they were going to have like Matt Smith, I think, as well. I remember Ethan was talking.
Yeah, the big bad was meant to. Well, the big bad was going to be a reincarnation of the son of Mortis, and that was another thing that Disney vetoed because they were like, well, what if people haven't seen the Clone Wars, and they were just going to be like, well, we'll try and explain it in the movie, and they were like, no, can't do this. Somebody might be confused, and they're like, you allowed fucking TLJ to fucking kill off the main bad guy.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know what the fuck
to happen.
Yeah, it's like this was never gonna be fucking like coherent.
It's like, we need a main bad guy. Make it make sense. It did make sense, and then you hired a fucking idiot who's up his own ass, and he ruined what made sense.
And the thing is, it's like I'm all for like blaming Ryan because it's his fault, but like I also do blame Disney for not just going, this is stupid. Let's veto it.
Yeah,
and it's
that's a good example of like maybe the producer should have said no at many points.
I think the problem is what happened is because they didn't like stop Ryan doing anything in TLJ, they overcompensated for Rise of Skywalker, but because they also themselves don't know what they're doing, they just basically made it the safest movie ever, and it just made it so that nothing worked. And I don't mean safe as in like it was actually just like a safe movie. What I mean is they were like, we need to make it so...
They're following the beats even if it was obvious, like they have the two people who meet have a fight, and then they say, I like you, and now they're friends. Yeah. And it was literally like, did you just copy the textbook for this?
and like other stuff which is just like what they is like the like the chart says this is will be crap freezing, like Luke saying like the Jedi are good, and you're like, yeah, people want that. And then we have it at the end where Rey hears all from all the Jedi, including like Mace Windu and that. Yeah, that people will love that, that kind of shit. Fan service for the wrong reasons. Like it feels like it's very Rise of Skywalker feels like the kind of thing you get when it is literally by committee.
Well, had they actually had someone who actually liked Star Wars to make it, they might have ended up with something similar to Picard Season 3, where the fans actually enjoyed shit.
Is it? I wonder if people would just be like, no, if you don't like it, that's your fault. Like, what was that fucking movie that was tried to be advertised as satire, but actually was racist? The Society for Magical Negroes, like that is. And then the guy was like, and then the guy was like, I want white people to be uncomfortable. And then when no white person saw it, he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it just turns out it was just a terrible movie anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, what's the most dangerous animal on the planet? And the guy was just like a shark. He's like, white people. And it's like, oh, okay.
Like, aren't you literally magical? It's like, shut up.
And then I was watching this one guy talk about it, and apparently it's like also like a love story because they're like, oh, you can't fall in love with this girl, but I guess she was either white or she was mixed.
I'm gonna die, by the way.
I watched the other video, and he said that she's like race neutral, which is a weird. It means she doesn't care about race, but she really cares. She doesn't care about race, which makes no fucking sense. Or it's a way to say I'm white, but I'm not actually white, so maybe I don't know.
But I always just love it when they do this shit. It's like for the Marvels when they're like when people are like, I don't want to see this, and they're like, yeah, men, we don't need you. Men don't watch it. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, it's like that Charlie's Angels thing. They were saying they don't really care if men go to see it, and then
men didn't go see it.
The director was like, she's like, I've had to go see movies made by men all the time. Why can't men just repay the fucking favor? And I'm like,
Are you forced to go see it?
And it's the thing that fucking like pisses me off though about that like entitlement. It really is just like they act like men don't like movies made by women, and it's like it's not true because there's a lot of like well-renowned movies that are made by whatever gender, you know what I mean? It's just not true. And then you're like, oh, but more of them. It's like, yeah, because like just statistically more men would go into movie making. It's just like it's a bit like how more men are like cops and firefighters and things like that. It's like it's not universal. It's just like a statistical thing. Like how I use this as my thing for real life because of my profession. It's like yes, most nurses are women. It is. If you're upset by this, you're an idiot. And obviously in real life nobody is, because nobody really cares, but you know what I mean? But that's kind of when you have a real world profession where people just like want someone good for the job rather than giving a shit about their gender, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, but like the only place that people should asked about your race is in a government form. Any other time is like, why the fuck should you care? Like, imagine that you just want to talk to someone who's like, oh, so what race are you? And it's like, what the fuck? What? What do you mean race am I?
What does it matter?
It's a bit like though, isn't it? When
I made to order a hat.
Order a hat.
It's like
you order that hat, Lion. Don't let him get you.
That's a woman's hat. I identify as say no more. What? It's like though
Stay close.
when people, like the idea when people have like an issue with like trans, blah blah, whatever the actual issue is, you know what I mean? Like like most people don't give a shit if someone is trans. It's all the insane shit that people do around it, on Twitter mainly, and then people just go, why do you care so much about people's genitals? Just like we don't, we care about the mad shit they're saying.
People's generals.
General.
People's generals.
Why you care about generals so much? Because they control the armies.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American education system.
Fuck. Run.
But yeah, it's just like, but they just completely strawman at everything. Why do the right wing care about their fucking like penises? And it's like they don't. It's what they're saying, not what's in their trousers that they care about. And it's just such a straw man. But if there's one thing that's fun about all this, is that the left can't meme.
It's so funny when I see people who post that, they get so upset. Like, how dare you? The right can't meme. I'm like, you're not doing a good job.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's like
some can. Some makes it. I guess it's terrible.
Well, I think the thing is that a lot of people with let's say that ideology are just like thick. So they're just so basically it doesn't matter what they would make. It's not about the memes. It's about the fact that they're not very good at making things. So they can't make things. Whereas
I think it's more pure political mind can't meme.
That's what I mean. Whereas a lot of people that are like considered right wing are just people, not people that actually like make their identity who they like vote for or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Most people that are called white wing are like, I'm a liberal. It's like,
Yeah, well, it's a bit. It's like the whole trans thing. It's like a lot of people that like say that they're that have critical thoughts on it. Not even like anti, just like have like opinions on it that aren't just everything should be accepted or you're a bigot. They're considered right wing, and they're not. They're people, and they have like a lot of political ideology from all over the spectrum. Sorry. Whereas the idiots that are like purely like well, what we just said, the mad people, and it's just like they make it their identity, and then you're like, yeah, you're not actually having a thought there. And so whenever you're having to make something, like making anything, meme or whatever, requires some level of thought. So if you don't have that, you can't make it. And there are a lot of right wing memes out there that are genuinely cringe because they are just right wing memes rather than funny memes.
Yes.
It's just that a lot of the hyper political memes are left wing memes, which is just a shame. I like Stephen Fry's thing. I saw a debate with him from a while ago, about a decade ago, but I remember it, and it was his thing about how like a lot of people like that are like saying, you know, about the left and that being awful. So he goes, it's not really a success of the right wing, it's just a massive failure of the left. And I'm like, I agree with that. Like, it's just the people like having no ability to think beyond anything, and they just go, my opinion is right because it's right, and then they try to impose their opinions, and if not, you're the side evil. It's like, yeah, you don't win favor that way. Whereas like the right wing haven't really done anything to garner favor other than just not give a shit what people like think.
Yeah, the type of people when you ask, why is your opinion right, they get angry at you. It's like, you're not even going to explain, just yell at me.
I mean, it's a bit like, it's not really changed. It's like people still think that, or not like everyone, but you know the people that still are like, abortion is evil, and there's no discussion. They're just like, if you think abortion is in any way okay, you are bar. Everyone has done and still thinks they're idiots. Like, that hasn't changed, and they're right wing. Because there's no thought behind it. You're just parroting something, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that people that do think abortion is bad to a degree, you know, like they haven't got a thought, but you know, there's the nutters that are like the classics, let's say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like people think they're retarded for the same reason because they haven't actually got a thought.
I was gonna say, are we going that way or are we going this way?
I was just killing stuff.
I was too, but I just didn't know if we had to go this way.
Well, that I can't remember. I think that door does it. I thought it was an opening door, but I was probably wrong. I was just sort of. Oh, look at all that goo.
Is that something I can fix?
But at the end of the day, memes are funny, and that's something we can all agree on. Like
I messed up.
Like the classic Lord of the Rings meme where it's just about, where it's like, everyone remember the time where Gandalf told the party to leave so he could like kill, steal, and gain all the XP for killing the Balrog.
Yeah.
And then he comes out with new gear.
Well, Gandalf wanted a new character, which is essentially the same character but more powerful because he found a broken build. He's like, oh, I built it wrong. Don't hunt the guy. What?
Rocket.
No, the Balrog's falling. I jump after it. What?
I'm not Gandalf. This is my new character, Grandalf.
I was gonna say.
I'm his twin brother. He has the same motivation.
I'm his twin brother, Gundilf.
Great Grandalf.
Great Grandalf. That's later.
One does not simply like Southpaw.
Correct. Yeah.
You just had to say it. Now fucking Will's gonna appear magically, and you've summoned him.
If you say Southpaw this many times, it's not Southpaw that appears, it's Will.
I like to say this many times, but if you mention Southpaw once on Twitter, he will appear.
Yeah.
And
Happened to me.
and I was gonna say, and we have the proof with Mia.
Yeah.
I was
You literally
actually
just have
so